Merry Christmas to all, and to all a hopefully good 2012. This is Flame Flash of the FlameFlash.net podcast, and we're looking at episode 33. Woohoo! Anyway, we're trying out a few different things here today, or tonight. First off, new headset. The microphone might be a little extra sensitive. I'll have to figure that out as we go along, but it's a brand new USB headset, nicely plugged into my Mac. So I'm actually looking at a completely different webcam this time around, and we'll see how that goes. If it's a little clearer, both thanks to the new microphone and headset, or if we need to change something up a bit. We'll just have to wait and see. But let's get started with the Raptor Report, because that's actually all there really is. Bless you, honey. The microphone is probably sensitive enough now to have picked up on my wife's sneeze. I find that funny. She is blushing. Excellent. Anyway, the Raptor Report is pretty much all we have this week, actually, because it's that dead week between Christmas and New Year's. So hopefully everybody had a good Christmas weekend, and either you're off and enjoying this break between the two, or you're on and having things pretty slow at work. Let's hope it's a nice, easy week either way for you. Anyway, two items that won't show on the Raptor Report, because I have been so fortunate enough that they actually fell off, because I only got a half hour into them. Oh, just got a tweet, and so my phone went nuts. I'll put that in my pocket so it won't go vibrating off the desk. Anyway, so two that fell off of the Raptor Report would be The Sims 3. Yes, I actually got to play it. And Sonic Generations. Now, Sims 3 Pets, we sadly have to get kind of two licenses, because, well, we have multiple people in our home, 6 at this point, and 2 computers that can play it decently, one better than the other, but enough so that when one person starts playing it, somebody else is going to want to start playing it. That's just kind of how it goes with siblings, you know? So we have 2 licenses. So Daddy snuck in and started playing Sims 3 Pets a little bit before Christmas, before the family received it. And I have to say, I like Sims 2 Pets better. Yes, Sims 3 Pets it does use the same Sims engine. You get the bonus of being able to really control the pet as a sim. Sure, you can just crank up the free will like on The Sims and let them run amok and pee on everything or scratch up everything. But the creation system wasn't as intuitive. I think if you spend a lot of time with it, you can probably figure it out, master it, and really have a good handle on how to do things and recreate that loved household pet. But just sitting down with it for an hour, you're not going to get that. And if you're in the hurry to try to add these new pets to existing families, say you have, like myself, a teenage version, I want my pets that I had then. And they were really hard to recreate. A gray tabby, a calico, some weird boxer black lab mix. You can't pull that off very easily or quickly. The Cocker Spaniel, she was easy. But you don't get much simpler than a light brown cocker. Anyway, I'll get used to it. Haven't had a chance to play much into it yet, but I really wish they would consider, hey, we're about to put in new expansion pack specific areas on your map. You can either move all of your important Sims, all of your important houses, to a brand new zone that has all of that stuff ready, but doesn't have some of our other previous expansion packs, or you can just go it alone and hope for the best and hope you can find space for it in your existing town. I really wish they would do something about that. In Sims 2, since each house was independent loading, and when you moved from place to place you would load, you didn't experience this as heavily because you'd get a lot of sub-neighborhoods when something new came in, like Nightlife got its own sub-neighborhood, the Vacation got its own sub-neighborhood, etc. The Open for Business got its own sub-neighborhood, and you really don't see that in Sims 3, which is a shame. It's needed. It really is at this point. They did the sub-neighborhoods for the vacation spots, but I can't remember the last time I sent my Sims on a vacation. There's so much other stuff you can do at this point in the game that sending them out on a vacation seems like almost one of the last things you'd want to have them do. Unless it's to fulfill a lifetime wish of some sort. So, Sonic Generations, which fell off the Raptor Report because this week has been so blessed full of gaming. Sonic Generations brings you back to the way Sonic was meant to be. This is what we should have been getting from the beginning, instead of Sonic wielding a sword or turning into a werewolf or all of these other weird gimmicky things. We're getting 3-dimensional Sonic the Hedgehog and we're getting 2-dimensional Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the gimmick that you get to go into the 3D world, or you get to go through and play a 2D version. That's great. It's classic. It's strong. It doesn't deviate from that theme, the Sonic theme. You're just running fast. You're a blue guy that runs fast. You're racing through. It works. Haven't gone that far yet. Gotten a few trophies. We got the PS3 version. But it's all there is to it. Download the demo. Don't trust my word for it alone. If you're a Sonic fan, though, if you liked the originals, if you grew up with the originals and you want to expose your kids to something that takes the originals and pushes it that step further, this is it. But again, don't take my word for it. I know the demo's available to download on the PS3. I think you have to be a gold subscriber on Xbox to be able to download demos, or most of them. But grab the demo if you can. Try it out. The real game gives you a little backstory that the other doesn't. Some kind of time lord or time beast is trying to break through and screw up Sonic's past. Simple enough premise. That's all you need, is enough premise to really roll it all together. You don't get that in the demo, but you do get 2 strong green hill zones that share with you the spirit of the game. But demo-wise, and speaking of demos, Rayman Origins doesn't show on the Raptor Report because it was a demo. A good game. If you liked New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but are looking for something more, this might fill that void. My wife, for instance, doesn't like this game. It's a little bit too busy. A little bit too much going on, and the feel takes a few degrees off of Mario, but the kids had a blast in the demo. Loved it. So, I know I have 3 other partners to play through it. That's good enough for me. Speaking of multiplayer, because that's important in a household of 6, Dungeon Defenders. We're still on the Raptor Report. That's right, folks. This is a review episode, it seems. Dungeon Defenders. PlayStation Network. 4 people simultaneously. It's an auto split screen, so if you're player 1, you get preferential treatment, so you get half of the screen. Players 2 and 3 get the other 2 quarters. Player 4 slides in. I assume then it's a 4-player split screen. Do be sure you go into the options and adjust the UI size. I couldn't see my health or my mana when I started. Mana. Oh, excuse me. Because I just didn't have the UI right. But that's easily adjustable, so don't let that veer you away from this game. If you tried this game out on the Android or the iPad or even the PC, the PS3 feels right. The controls are a little bit strange. L2, R2 to attack. What? Why are we doing this? But it's a good game. And it's 4 people all playing together, sitting down at the couch, yelling, "Watch out for the ogres," or somebody's attacking the crystal, or I'm getting overwhelmed. It works. You level up quickly, play through on easy, medium, hard, whatever you want, and go. Now, the reason I recommend the PlayStation version is I believe, haven't tried it yet, that you could also play cross-platform. So, a friend has an iPad, you go online, you connect to them. A friend has a PC, you go online, you can connect to them. Etc. Xbox 360 is a very closed space. You're not going to get away with doing that there. So, to continue on, I got into the Diablo III beta. That is an amazing game. I did the typical user process and just kind of clicked through all of the agreements, so I don't know how much in depth I can go. But the trailer's been revealed. The trailer was revealed on G4 for their Spike, or was it the Spike TV Awards? The trailer's floating out there if you want to go see it. And the trailer really tells you where the story starts. You make a hero, you meet up with that gal, and you go look for Deckard Cain. At least that's as far as I've gotten, and as far as I'm comfortable discussing, because I didn't really read those terms very closely. But if you're an old school Diablo, you'll probably like it. I assume. I'm not an old school Diablo. Diablo 3 is the first one for me. And I am glad that I went ahead and put the collector's edition on pre-order, because I think it's going to be worth it. Not sure if I'm going to do all the fancy auction house stuff and that kind of thing, but as a single player, possibly 2-player experience, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. This compilation, of course, takes the Pirates of the Caribbean and Legoizes them. The kids got this for Christmas, and it's a good game. It definitely deviates from the movies, at least in feel, But it kind of has to make the series even more silly if you're going to sell it to kids and get a rating that's going to make it appropriate for kids to play. And the Lego universe just is, well, that. But this is a strong 2-player game. Some of the puzzles don't trigger just right. So if you feel like you're stuck in a room, leave the room, go back in. That's simple. It'll reset things. Maybe that darn parrot will finally fly down like he was supposed to. That kind of thing. But that's a good one. Next up, Ratchet and Clank, All for One. I'm going in reverse order of how much time has been played, by the way. Ratchet and Clank, All for One. This game's amazing. I think it's only on the PlayStation. I would assume so. I believe these are old Sony characters. And it's 4-player. Up to 4 players. This game is so forgiving that you can lose track of time when playing with a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 9-year-old. The 3-year-old doesn't hold you back from progressing. Yes, sometimes he runs off in somewhere he's not supposed to and triggers something right before you really wanted him to, or goes jumping off a cliff. But he doesn't hold you back. And that's saying something, that you can lose track of time. If I could lose track of time while playing with my 3 out of 4 kids, that sells it right there. Now, there's a demo for this as well. There's a demo for Legos of Pirates of the Caribbean, actually. So go download these things. Tweet at me at FlameFlash. Write in podcast at flameflash.net if you think I'm full of it. But try these out first. Give them a shot. Mario Kart 7. I actually manually recorded even a bit more time while we monitor the kids while they're in the bath. The older 2 are old enough to wash themselves at this point. It's just a matter of, oops, they accidentally dropped the towel into the draining water, or something to that effect, so they need a new towel. Just whatever happens to come up, it's good to be close, nearby, just in case they need something. Wife, of course, kicked my butt. Mushroom cup, 50cc. It was close. Slightly close. Almost a tie. She won 3 in first place, and I won 1 in first place. And so, of course, as the points totals, if you're familiar with Mario Kart, that still put her nicely in first place and me squarely in second. But we have a couple of new items. This is for the 3DS, by the way, the Mario Kart 7. A couple of new items. The Tanuki tail. I think an homage of the Super Mario 3D Land that's also available for the 3DS. The Fire Flower. Think a ring of green shells. But instead of them also surrounding you, you're simply throwing them forward or backward. You can throw fireballs behind yourself. And then the Lucky 7, which I actually haven't experienced quite yet. I've seen it mock me as it slides through, but I haven't gotten it yet, so I can't speak to it. Wife got it while playing solo, but then she was summarily hit by a lightning bolt and everything fell off, so oh well. Neither of us have really experienced the Lucky 7 quite yet. But so far I've played through the first 3 cups, star, mushroom, flower, and star. There's a 4th one still that I've unlocked. And then the 4 classic cups. can't. It's Shell through Lightning, I think. I can't remember what the other two are named at the moment. Leaf and something else. But this is an amazing take on the Mario Kart franchise. It's a tried and true franchise at this point. There have been many a clone of this franchise, but this franchise just keeps adding new stuff. Better feel, better graphics, better control. I quite like the new kart customization process. So you are presented with a kart, set of tires, and then a glider. I've only unlocked one glider option, so I'm not sure what else is there. But you slowly unlock the other two as you level through, progress, collect coins. Coins are back! You know, from the original Super Mario Brothers or Mario Super Circuit from the Game Boy Advance. Coins are back. They don't play as intricate of a role. It's more of a try to collect 10 each race. They give you a light, very light speed boost as you collect them. So the person in first place finally gets a little bit of a bonus for being in first place, because every lap, of course, they reset, but you get that tiny little kick from each coin as you collect them. So I was nicely watching as my wife collected every single coin she could along the way and not letting me get anything. I'll put the blame on that for why she beat me so badly. We'll put it there. Yeah. And I have a feeling that I will find a mushroom in my kart's exhaust pipe or something later. Turtle shell in the exhaust pipe. There we go. I'd welcome a mushroom speed boost. Anyway. SpiderMan, Shattered Dimensions. Now this is not a new game from Christmas, but I had been having a hankering to play through this for a while now. Only really did the first level. It's not a relaxing game to play, especially if you crank up the difficulty to hard. But it's rewarding, because there you are, having defeated the boss Craven is the first one in the first level on hard difficulty. Not too shabby. Yes, you could fire it up on easy and just progress through all of the levels and be done with it, but Son's doing that. So if I'm going to help him, say, get more trophies, I need to help push through on hard on those levels. And it was fun. I missed a couple of challenges still, didn't quite understand how to pull them off until it was too late to get all of the credit. And then there's the fact that I had to also remember how to use the game. It's been too long. So fired up the tutorial first. You can activate it whenever you want to. And then I went into the level. Good game, though. Strong SpiderMan title. If you can find it for cheap, it's still one to pick up. Shattered Dimensions. SpiderMan Shattered Dimensions. Finally, for the Raptor Report. Wow, almost a full podcast just of Raptor Report. Thank you, week of gaming. Anyway, we have World of Warcraft. The Winter Veil is in full swing still. It's going to stay in full swing until after the 1st, so you have plenty of time to go and get Merrymaker still if you're wanting to. It's kind of one of the harder titles, thanks to the PvP component, but you can get it. Nice and easy. You need to be, I think, level 80 or higher to be able to fulfill everything you need to get it this year. I believe I discussed the Grinch a little bit last week, so I will simply boast that even though the wife may beat me on Mario Kart, I win on random number generator, because I now have the lumpy pet a couple of times. There is also a very nice buy and unequipped dagger that comes out of those packages. And it's sold on my server, Zangermarsh, for 6,000 gold easy. Maybe I could have pushed up the cost a little bit more, but for a brand new epic dagger that I got for free, 6,000 seemed fair to me. It's only like 5.7 once the auction hall took its cut, but hey, that Death Knight is now rich. I still don't know what I'll actually spend it on. Maybe I'll get the Death Knight the fastest flying possible. Who knows? Aside from the Raptor Report, it was a slow week. We do have two things. I've ranted about the PlayStation Vita before, the memory. It's still overpriced. $20 for a 4 gig memory card, proprietary memory card, is still too much money, Sony. You did crank the 32 gig down to $100, but again, you're only chopping about $20 off of the price point. Yes, I know you're probably losing money on every single system you're selling, but you're more than making it back on the memory. Memory should be cheap at this point. You should have used a non-proprietary memory card if you were worried about cost, and then just sold a brand of SD cards, Sony SD cards, certified to work in the PSP Vita. People would have bought it. Parents would have bought it, that's for sure. What memory card will work in that? Oh, this one. Would have worked fine. So I still don't buy your cheap excuses. I still see the PlayStation Vita's hidden cost prices as being $350 out of the gate. Sorry, Sony. I'm not buying a console for $350. Especially a handheld console that only does games. I mean, doesn't an iPhone cost around that? And it can do a lot more than games. Last but not least, if you are a member of Club Nintendo, club.nintendo.com. If you buy Wii games, if you buy 3DS games, it's well worth your while to go and check it out. You get coins, play coins for every... Here, I'll show the... Well, my drawer is stuck. Oh well. I was going to show the Ustream feed the slip, but I can't because my drawer is stuck. That's interesting. Oh well. I'll have to give it a good hard yank that doesn't deafen everybody once I'm done recording. But Club Nintendo had a site redesign. They're also giving away new things for free. A t-shirt that didn't come in my size that I'd still be comfortable in, of the Mario characters, the classic Mario pixelated characters that we all know and love. You can also get, say, the original Super Mario Kart, in a Mario Kart mood tonight, I guess. The original Super Mario Kart for the Wii. So you download it from the Virtual Console. You can get that for 100 coins free. The Xevious, the 2D made 3D forward-scrolling shooter. You can get that for 100 points. Bam. 2 free games if you have any points logged. Or if you open up your Nintendo game case and, behind the booklet, there will be the pin code that will get you points on club.nintendo.com. You fill out a quick little survey, and there you have it. Thanks to the wife's 3DS, we are now in platinum status, so we will get a neat prize for being a loyal Nintendo customer sometime next December. Yes, it takes that long to process. Their Club Nintendo year goes from July to June. And once you have if you have platinum status at the end of June, you'll receive your prize in November or December. So it takes about 6 months for them to process through. The first year, I was platinum. Got a Mario hat. It does not fit me, even though it's one size fits all. It certainly won't fit me with a headset on. Oh well. But it is a nice little keepsake for the desk to show off my geekiness. And last year, I think it was some kind of a statuette. Wasn't platinum last year, but did get a nice, kind of nice calendar. The art on the back of it was much better. That's kind of what the gold status gets every year. So at least I got to experience that one. Have no clue what the platinum status will get this year, but at least I got it this year. Anyway, to sign off, go check out Club Nintendo. Come to flameflash.net or flame me a message through Twitter, Flameflash. That's how I do my comments now. So at FlameFlashMe if you have a comment for any of the blog posts, or podcast at flameflash.net for a comment or question for the show. Also, I eventually transfer this over to YouTube and upload it, so there's another comment possibility right there. And I'm FlameFlash on the PlayStation Network, FlameFlash82 on Xbox. I do have live right now, even though I don't really have many 360 games that would probably be live interesting. Anybody want to play Uno? And I hope everyone has a safe New Year's. We will continue our tradition and crack open some sparkling grape juice. Yes, it's just sparkling grape juice, no alcohol. Get some shell sauce on some ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and maybe find some end of the world movie to ring in the new year. 2012 sounds like an appropriate title. So this is Flameflash of flameflash.net.